How's it going, you guys? Please like, comment, subscribe. Uh, Check out my Patreon. Thank you for being here, guys, and giving me an opportunity to talk about astrology. I want to try to motivate you guys to definitely check it out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before I start talking, I wanted to mention this old Chinese proverb, which says, "He who treads softly goes far." And that, for me, the way I identify with that is if I do less thinking, if I do less talking and I stop going outwards to receive wisdom, then I should be seeking inwards. If I go inwards more often, I'll become more empowered. And so that's where I feel astrology steps in, and it's like, for one, I'm gonna give you guys 3 takeaways. The first takeaway is, if you want to get to know yourself, learn astrology. If you look at your birth chart and you meditate on your sun, everyone has meditated on their sun, whether consciously or unconsciously, because every time you think about your sun sign, for more than 2 seconds, you're meditating on it. So everyone has done that. So if you're just thinking about your sun sign, then you're honestly becoming more interesting, more intuitive, more exciting, more who you are. That's a cool thing. I mean, who wouldn't want to be more of who they are? And in doing that, you're not necessarily pushing yourself outwards, you're expressing yourself from inward. And so if anyone ever asks you, have you ever meditated before? Be like, yes, I have. I studied astrology. I thought about my sun sign, so I have meditated. So good for you. Okay, so takeaway number 2. If you understand yourself better, then you can get cooler friends. So before I met my wife, I asked her, I was like, hey, what's your astrology sign? And she said that she was a Taurus, and I was like, First thing I thought was, okay, Scorpio and Taurus have good relationships. I used to study this one website. It was called sexualastrology.com. If anyone has seen it, it's a good website, and I like it. I think it's cool. Whatever, Scorpio, sexuality, whatever. You know what? I don't care. I have this. Yeah, I did that. But my point, though, is when I read about Scorpio and Taurus, I was like, okay, for sure, this is going to happen. And I made that intention in my mind. And I was like, okay, eventually I'm going to find this type of person. And so in that you can say that I intentionally created my wife. I intentionally created her. Because I was every time I see a Taurus girl or woman or whatever, however you say it, I would be like, okay, I'm going to manifest this. So it makes it really fun for manifesting when you really think about it. If you want a specific type of relationship, you can manifest it. And it's fun to take those little toys that you have when you were a kid, and you did those little imaginary home. You play with your friends, and you're like, okay, I'm play house and stuff, all that stuff. You can do that in your mind. It's not really a tool that should be just thrown out. Children are smart. They come up with the most awesome ideas. So when you're playing house, take that and remember how to do that. And say, okay, so I'm going to play house right now. If I have this person in my life, how is this going to affect my whole life? Okay, this person's a Taurus. How's that going to affect my whole life? And if it's cool, they get to know that person. And if they're cool and they have their mind right, then you're fine. You can't just go off of astrology. You got to hang out with people with their minds right. So get 2 and 2 together, and you're just amazing, I'm telling you. Yeah. I met her and I was like, hey, what's your sign? And she's all, I'm a Taurus. And then I was like, okay. And so we talked for a while. We talked for a few weeks before we ever really thought about anything. And to be honest with you, yeah, there's a lot of thinking that went through that. But her determination is what really, really just drove me forward with her. Because she's so determined. My wife is the most determined person you'll ever meet in your life. So awesome. And it's really cool. Takeaway number 3. Yeah, if you really want to know how awesome you are as a person, definitely check out your birth chart. Okay, yeah, you meditated on your sun. Next, meditate on your moon. Meditate on your moon next. Watch what happens. You're going to start meditating on your moon. You're going to be like, oh shit, I'm really cool when I do this. And this actually makes me feel really good. And holy shit, oh my god, it translates. Everything translates. And when you really take it into consideration, you can see it. And then once you start seeing it, it's just the best. Mercury, for example, my Libra Mercury. I've just barely scratched the surface of this whole astrology cycle thing. Honestly, guys, I feel like I was this freaking primitive man trapped in an iceberg. And when birth charts started to become more relevant in my life, I'm like, holy shit, like I'm in ice. Like I have more perspectives that I can learn about myself. Wow. Because at first I'm just focused on, growing my life, developing my life and stuff. But now I want to go inwards. And so Mercury, Libra, communicate, balance out. Venus, Libra, communicate, balance out. Mars, Aries, I'm going to kick your ass. And it's going to be fun. You're both going to have fun. We're both going to have fun when I kick your ass. What? Who? And then it just goes further. It goes further. Jupiter, Gemini. Okay, so when I talk a lot, I somehow manage to communicate well. Oh my God, what? So when you're talking to someone, if you can convince them to say yes, like 2 or 3 times, there's a good chance that person is going to actually start to want to talk to you and agree with you more. If you get them to say yes about things that are obvious, which is funny. And you do kind of end up doing that when you're talking a lot. So if I never shut up and I'm always reaching for relief, then the person I'm talking to is going to also reach for relief. And then we're just going to have fun. And then eventually come to agreement. That's amazing. That's amazing. That is literally how that works out. So thanks, Gemini Jupiter. Thank him, man. I thank him. Whatever your Jupiter is on, you should thank him. Maybe that's the type of spirit and spiritual energy that just needs to be thanked. Say thank you more. And then it'll just open up to you better and you'll become more of who you are. Who knows? It's just my opinion. It's not really though. I got the whole yes thing from this book that I'm reading by Dale Carnegie. I got it from this book I'm reading by Dale Carnegie. So yeah, it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Definitely recommended. I recommend. I like him. Yeah, badass author. Even though he's kind of gone already, still has a lot of wisdom that everyone could benefit from. So that's definitely something to look at. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. Definitely learn more about who you are, because you're the only you'll ever meet. And you're the only you that you're ever really going to expand through, which is the fun part. On that note, I'm going to thank you guys for giving me an opportunity to talk about astrology once again. And I hope that you want to go and check out your birth chart right now. I really do. Please do. Please do. Please message me, ask me about it. do whatever you got to do to learn more about yourself. And blessings, you guys. Thank you.